Hey, welcome to Weather Education Day with the Seattle Mariners and KOMO TV. So I've got my sunglasses, I've got an umbrella here because it's the Pacific Northwest and we never know what we're gonna get when it comes to weather. They call it a mixed bag. I know you've heard that before. Hey, I'm Jen and I'm with Star 101.5. You can hear me on the radio every weekday afternoon with Kent Phillips. And I'm super excited about Weather Education Day this year. It's gonna be a little different, but that's okay. We like different, right? I'd like to welcome everybody, the parents, the students, the teachers that are out there, anyone that's out there viewing this right now. Welcome, we're glad you're here. If you don't know a lot about Weather Education Day, maybe this is your first time, who are the first timers out there? I know there's a few of you. What we usually are doing is we're sitting in T-Mobile Park at the baseball field with thousands of students from the Western Washington area and beyond. But because of COVID, we had to do it a little different. We're making some lemonade out of lemons right now, but we are in for some fun. I think it's gonna be even better this year. Thousands of people will be watching, hopefully from around the world, which would be awesome. So here's what we have in store. This partnership with KOMO TV and the Seattle Mariners has been going on for 10 years, which is fantastic, and I love that we're continuing the tradition. We have come to you virtually, like I said, because of COVID, and we have some huge surprises for you. Here's what you can expect. Cool weather experiments, fun videos, some great games, probably some bad jokes along the way, which is fun. And we have the KOMO forecast team, we've got Mariners players, and as always, some great surprises. So it's time to get the show on the road. I'm here to introduce to you the KOMO weather team, the Seattle Mariners, go Mariners, and plenty of curious kids out there that have lots of questions about weather and baseball, just like you. Here we go.
Oh yeah! Does the weather impact my dingers?
Yes, the weather can impact your hitting. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Kristen Clark here in the KOMO Weather Center. Did you know you're more likely to hit a home run on a warm, humid day? Yes, it's true. When the air warms, it expands and becomes less dense. Humid air is also less dense. So with warm, humid weather, there's less air rubbing against the ball to slow it down when it's flying through the air. This lower friction allows the ball to travel further, and therefore you're more likely to hit a home run on a warm, humid day. This is also the very same reason why Colorado's Coors Field is the most hitter-friendly ballpark in all the major leagues. At this Coors Field, the elevation is 5,200 feet. The air is rather thin at that elevation, so you're more likely to see home runs at Coors Field in comparison to T-Mobile Park here in Seattle. Pretty cool, huh?
And now it's time for the famous Hunter boat races. I choose light green. I choose blue. On your marks, get set, go! Where do tornadoes come from?
Hey guys, I'm meteorologist Abby Aconi, and today I want to tell you all about tornadoes. Washington State only averages a couple of twisters every year, and they're generally pretty weak, like this one rated a 0 out of 5 levels on what's called the Enhanced Fujita scale. Sometimes tornadoes can be stronger, ripping off roofs and breaking windows like this EF1. A more powerful tornado, labeled an EF2, can snap large trees and lift cars off the ground. Even more intense twisters can can do additional damage. Tornadoes can be scary sometimes, but we don't need to be worried about them. They don't happen very often here, and when they do develop, they're usually pretty wimpy. Even still, it's good to learn more about them so we know what to do if one pops up. If there's a tornado warning in effect, go to the basement or the lowest level of your home to take shelter. Stay away from doors and windows, lie flat, and cover your head. Now, how do tornadoes form? First, the atmosphere needs instability. That's called hot air rising. Second, you need wind shear, winds changing with speed or direction with height. Third, tornadoes develop when there's a trigger, like a cold front. I hope you guys understand a little more about tornadoes after watching this video. Hope you guys stay safe and stay healthy.
Can animals tell if a storm is coming? Can a dog predict the weather?
So we're going to talk a little bit about how dogs like Lucas here can actually indicate oncoming weather. There are 3 ways dogs can do that. You might be surprised. While puppy prediction is not a science, dogs are better equipped than we are to notice changes around us that say the weather is about to take a turn. The first is right up here in their senses. There, take a look at that nose right there and his ears. Again, they can actually hear miles away, so if there's a thunderstorm approaching, they'll hear it long before you do. Another way your dog often knows more about the weather than you do is their better ability to sense electric fields and changes in barometric pressure. They feel barometric pressure in their ears much more than we do. This is likely the reason people report their dogs acting strangely just before severe weather strikes. And the third way your dog can tell a storm is on the way when you can't is right out front, his or her nose. Dogs' noses are so sensitive they can actually smell ozone in the atmosphere, and ozone increases when a lightning storm is moving through. So next time your dog looks to the sky, remember they are your furry mobile weather station.
Stop that! John? Yeah!
Hi, this is Cliff Mass, and it's time for weather trivia. First question. How much does a large cumulus cloud weigh? 1 million pounds, 1 million tons, 1,000 pounds, or 100 tons? Correct answer is 1 million pounds. Cumulus clouds may look light and fluffy, but they are very, very large, and all those water droplets really add up. 1 million pounds. What is the fastest wind speed ever measured on Earth? 124 miles per hour, 302 miles per hour, 490 or 1,200 miles per hour? The answer? 302 miles per hour. That was measured in a tornado using Doppler radar. How about this question? What type of food most resembles the shape of large raindrops? Cracker Jacks, pancakes, ice cream cones turned upside down, or garlic fries? The answer? Pancakes. While raindrops are often shown as teardrops, like you see on the right, looks like an upside down ice cream cone, most of the large raindrops look more like pancakes, flattened out as they drop out of the sky. They don't have strawberries, though. Which ballpark gets the most annual rainfall? Wrigley Field in Chicago, Minute Maid Park in Houston, T-Mobile Park in Seattle, or Fenway Park in Boston? The answer is Minute Maid Park in Houston. Here in Seattle, we have light rain and drizzle. It's kind of misty, but we only get 37 inches of rainfall each year. Houston gets close to 50 inches due to the numerous and heavy thunderstorms they get during the summer. What about this one? What kind of ball is closest to the size of the biggest hailstone ever recorded? A baseball, a softball, a football, or a volleyball? The answer, a volleyball. The biggest hailstone that has ever been recorded was 8 inches across, making it nearly the size of a volleyball. And this fell in Vivian, South Dakota in 2010. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the weather quiz. Thank you for taking it.
For the hat trick. Drain like a tornado?
Hi everybody, I'm meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell, and yes, the whirlpool in your drain is very similar to a tornado because you have a few forces at work that are just like how a tornado works. You have gravity pulling it down, you've got that circular motion, the centripetal force, and the two combined are going to give you a funnel, which is that shape you see going around and around in the bottom of your bathtub, and it's also the shape that you're familiar with a tornado. And we are going to make a tornado in a bottle. You can do this at home too. It's a super easy, really common science experiment. We love to take this show on the road. We often take the tornado bottles when we go do school talks for KOMO, and you can make one at your own house to have fun with too. So Jack and Ashley are going to help me out. We have a couple of soda pop bottles. You need these little connectors, which are really inexpensive, and you can get them at science shops online on the web, pretty easy to find. We also like to throw in sometimes the little Monopoly houses. Those are fun to see swirling around the hotels. You can add some food coloring and some sparkles and glitter if you're a glitter person, like Ashley I think is going to be here. Do you want to add a little dish soap, Ashley, to yours? We also have already filled up our bottles about 2/3 of the way full with some water. If you like bubbles, you can add just a tiny bit of dish soap too, and so Ashley's going to do that to hers. Now, Jack, do you want to add a couple of hotels, a couple of houses to spin around in your tornado?
Yeah.
So add those. Ashley, do you want food coloring?
Let's do some Mariners colors.
Mariners colors. Okay, here we go. Mariners colors. We'll get the dish soap out of the way. A little bit of green. 1 drop. It's from Easter. Okay. Oh,
2 drops.
Oh, 2 drops. Okay. All the better. Okay. Here, I'll screw that on, honey, and you can do the blue. Want me to get some glitter ready? Okay, in the meantime, Jack, you're gonna take your connector and get it as tight as you can on your water and hotel filled pop bottle. And then you're gonna take the empty bottle and you're gonna screw it on the very top. Okay, Ash, let's get your little glitter out. You wanna dump a little bit in there. And you don't want the big glitter we have found. You can tell we've been playing with this a few times already. That's why we have a lot of soap in the top. The big glitter tends to clog at the big sparkles, so we're taking the real little glitter instead. Not the sequins, we have the sequins at first. Too big. Okay, so we've got a little bit of glitter in there. We've got this pretty tight, righty-tighty, right? Okay, so Let's screw it on as tight as you can. And it's also really important that you take that ring around the top of the bottle off before you use your connector. Otherwise, it's not going to be very tight. Okay, so this is my trusty one from my school talks. We're going to see if we can get these to work. What you're going to do is turn it upside down. You need the gravity to pull it, and then you need your wind shear to create the centripetal force. And we don't have our wind shear, so we're going to swirl it ourselves. And you kind of just let it go. And it'll start to happen there. Okay, Jack, you give yours a turn. You gotta wait for it sometimes. There it goes. Oh yeah, there's our tornado. Okay, yeah, you do yours too. And hopefully the dye doesn't come out. It's good to do this over a sink the first couple of times. Make sure your connection's good. How'd it go?
Not too well.
Not too well. So again, it might take a couple of tries to get your connector to work. Yep, it's dripping. Oh, you've got an awesome tornado though. Come zoom in on this one, Nick. This is perfect. It's a little drippy, but that's a really good funnel cloud in there. How about you, Jack? How are your hotels doing? Oh yeah, you've got a good one too. And the soap makes it look kind of cool. All right, everybody, so now you know how to make a tornado in a bottle. Have fun and do it over the sink the first time. Bye.
To stay warm, the Mariners do spring training here in sunny Arizona.
Let's learn how weather affects baseball with M's pitcher Dan Altavilla.
Hi, this is Dan Altavilla with the Seattle Mariners. I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where it's currently 65 degrees and cloudy with a chance of rain showers later this evening.
What is the craziest weather that you have ever played in?
The craziest weather that I played in was a cold 32-degree day with light snow flurries. And the previous evening it had snowed about 6 inches, so the morning of the game we had to wake up and shovel the field to get it ready for a 1 o'clock start. I remember that day being extremely cold. The wind was whipping. My fingers were slowly becoming numb, and it was tough to get a feel for the baseball. In between innings, we would all huddle near the space heater in the dugout just to try to stay as warm as possible. That day was extremely tough for both sides of the ball. We were just trying to get that game over with as quick as possible. Just being out there and seeing the snowfall, just made me realize that baseball should be played in warm weather.
How does weather affect baseball and your pitching?
Weather has a huge impact on the game, especially pitching. As pitchers, our best days are whenever it's warm and humid out. Typically on those days we can get a better grip on the baseball. The ball almost feels more tacky and the air is heavier, so the ball doesn't travel as far. Compared to a day where it's warm and dry, the ball feels slick and our fingertips become dry, and it's hard to get that good feel for the baseball, and a little bit harder to command it as well. And it's more beneficial to the hitters because the air is thinner and the ball travels a lot further.
What is your favorite kind of weather?
An ideal weather for me would be clear skies, sunny day, 90 degrees, no humidity, just a good day to be outside and be active whenever you're not sweating too much and just enjoying the day.
Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's cloudy. And sometimes it snows! Whoa, that's crazy. Speaking of crazy, here's a crazy weather video from our dad. many notifications. Oh, Andrew's supposed to be on the next page.
Well, this working from home thing is really hard.
I know, I really miss my friends and teachers.
How are you doing it, Moose?
Meteorologists when we grow up.
Hi, I'm Matthew Charchenko and we're the UW Dogcast. I kept my interest in the weather alive growing up by owning a weather station.
Another tip, make sure you go outside and take pictures of the clouds and then analyze them.
One thing that I did was really focus on math and science, as well as watch the Weather Channel a lot and read a lot of weather books.
Yeah, other than the Weather Channel, make sure you watch your local TV stations like KOMO for the latest weather news.
And don't be afraid to contact your local meteorologist and ask them questions. They'll love to talk to you about the local weather.
As well, you can always do your own predictions at home, along with like Shannon on TV. See if you guys are aligned actually with your predictions, which is really, really cool.
My advice, get outside lots, know your surroundings, and pay attention to what's going on around you.
One thing that's really cool is if you go to weather.com, there's lots of educational videos so you can learn more about different kinds of weather.
And then, when you're old enough, come to the UW and join us at the Dogcast. Bye!
Hey.
How can I help measure rainfall?
Hi, I'm Ted Beener. Like you, I'm at home. But you can have some fun being a citizen scientist and help your community at the same time. Let me introduce you to CoCoRaHS, Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network. Yeah, that's a mouthful, and a fun daily science project. Weather has been my passion since I was 6 years old. I began recording daily high and low temperatures at 9 and doing weather forecasts in school at 10. Weather has been in my blood for much of my life. What is CoCoRaHS? It is a network of volunteers of all ages working together to measure and map precipitation. Everyone can participate, young, old, and in between, including you. The only requirement is a passion for watching and reporting weather conditions and your precipitation from home. How does CoCoRaHS work? Well, first, I have a rain gauge at my home. Most of the time, it doesn't rain. When it does, it rains a little. But sometimes, it rains a lot. Let's go see how much rain has fallen since yesterday. This is my 4-inch rain gauge that you can get on the CoCoRaHS website. The rain falls into this funnel and into this tube that measures up to an inch of rain. If any more falls, it goes through this little hole right here and into the main gauge that holds up to 11 inches of rain. Now it looks like I have 54/100ths of an inch of rain here. After dumping it out and putting it back in the rain gauge, let's go report it. I have logged into my CoCoRaHS account and I'm now going to report that 54/100ths. These reports are done between 5 and 9 in the morning. I've already entered the time. Now let's enter 54/100ths. And then you just hit submit. That's it. And if I'm out of town for a period of time, I can also do multi-day reports. That's all there is to it. If I go to the main CoCoRaHS page, I can see my report along with all the others. I live in Snohomish County, so I can see it on a map, or I can see it in a list with all the other reports. And my family and friends can see my report, and theirs too. You can see that rain amounts vary from place to place. What about snow and hail? The CoCoRaHS website has training on how to properly measure snow and hail too. Measured by my snow stake, you can use a ruler or yardstick too. Here is what my backyard in February 2019 looked like when I measured a total of 13.8 inches of snow. But that's not all. Many others use my report as well. National Weather Service meteorologists, water utility managers, emergency and flood managers like in Snohomish County, teachers and students, farmers, and many more use these reports, including Shannon at KOMO. When you look at snow reports, you really see how amounts vary from place to place. Our weather around here is really terrain driven. And CoCoRaHS reports are so important to highlight the difference in weather from place to place. Do you want to join the CoCoRaHS team? Here is how you can. Visit CoCoRaHS.org and click on the Join CoCoRaHS link. The online form takes up to 5 minutes to complete and shares information on how to obtain your own rain gauge for less than $35. The CoCoRaHS website also has great online training where you can learn more about where to sight your rain gauge, how to properly measure rain, snow, and hail, and much more. Being a CoCoRaHS team member is a lot of fun and can involve your whole family. Your reports also contribute to your community. I hope you are now cuckoo for CoCoRaHS and join the team. I'm meteorologist Ted Beener, and go Mariners!
Well, that was some fabulous fun, and hopefully you learned a thing or two along the way as well. I want to give a big thank you to everybody that was involved in this year's Weather Education Day. Thanks to all of you for taking the time to be a part of it as well. And if you ever want to learn anything about weather, we're always here for you at KOMOnews.com. The weather team there, always fantastic, and they're there 24/7 with breaking news and of course all the weather that you need to know. So thank you again for everyone for being part of this. Thank you to the Seattle Mariners for KOMO News, Star 101.5, and we hope to see you all at T-Mobile Park sometime in the near future. In the meantime, be well, be safe, and have a great one.